following segment sponsored by Mears and Associates. When it comes to your financial future, the folks with Mears and Associates are there to help you. And this morning in our Financial Corner, we want to discuss preserving your family's wealth and the Rule of 72 with our guest, Mark Mears. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning to you. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Watch a great golf tournament yesterday.
We did get to watch a great one yesterday. Also, you said you had a few shout-outs you wanted to do before we get into everything.
To our good friends in Wise, Lee, and Scott County.
Okay. I have some great friends over in that area.
Good people.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll shout out to them this morning. But let's start breaking it down. Let's talk about the Rule of 72.
Okay. Rule of 72 works like this.
Okay.
First, let me say what's connected to the Rule of 72. It's not how much money you earn.
Okay.
It's how much money you keep that counts. So the Rule of 72, if you want to know how fast your money is going to grow, for example, let's say you've got money in the bank at 4%. Okay. How long will it take that money to double? If you take 72 and divide it by 4, which is 4%,
right?
That's 18, which is 18 years.
So it'd take 18 years.
That's a long time.
It is a good long time.
Of course, that's being conservative.
Right.
But again, if you take 72 and divide it by the interest rate you're getting, that'll give you the number of years. Whereas if we can work with a client and maybe get them to put their toe in the water a little bit for risk.
Okay.
72 divided by 8.
Yes.
Your money's going to double in 9 years.
Right.
Or we can take part of it and put it in 4%. Part of it a little more risky, but waiting 18 years is a long time.
Right. And anytime you can keep it less than a decade, keep it under that 10-year mark.
That's exactly right.
That's a good way to go.
That's exactly right.
And we're talking also, the bottom line here is preserving what wealth your family has.
Well, yeah. Rockefeller said, and I don't know if I can quote him exactly, you don't own your family wealth. You simply preserve it for the next family generation. I talk to people that have 100,000, 500,000, over $1 million, $2 million. And jokingly, many times they say, well, I'm going to spend all that money before I die. 99% of the time, that doesn't happen. They've done a good job of accumulating money.
Right.
How's it going to be distributed? Are you going to leave it to chance? Are you going to leave it to the state? You can have a separate trust for each child, a charity, but after you accumulate all this money, it would be a shame to let the silent partner, the IRS, take the bulk of it.
Right.
So distributing that money is just as important as accumulating that money.
When folks come in and they discuss this issue with you, what are some of the important questions that they need to ask or they should be asking?
Well, you would think that a lot of people would believe that their greatest enemy is the stock market. Yes and no, but the stock market historically always corrects itself. Your biggest enemy is income taxes. It never goes away. You know, and if I ask you the question, 10 years from now, do you think income tax rates will be higher or do you think they will be lower? Most people are going to say they think they'll be higher.
Yes.
So we help our clients earn in stages, whatever stage they're in, to make it the most tax advantageous.
Right.
Because the IRS is going to get theirs. Like I said, they're a silent partner in everything. We're a capitalistic society. And if you're getting, say for example, 8% on your money and you think your money's going to double in 9 years, but after the IRS gets their share, it nets out to 4%, you're right back where you started.
Right. So you got to take into consideration when you're making those initial allotments or however you want to do it, you got to make sure that you're allowing for taxes. This is what you got to say up front.
And that's why annuities are so important.
Yes.
A lot of times when we say tax-deferred annuities, some people cringe because they don't understand that.
Right.
But it's just a way to defer the tax to the very end, and the tax that you would have paid stays in the annuity and it earns interest.
All right. Mark Mears, I learned a lot today.
It's always good to be with you.
It's good to see you, sir. Hey, let's give everybody some information. Mears and Associates, located in Kingsport, right there on Fort Henry Drive. They would love to hear from you today. Call them right there at that number, 423-239-3177, or go to markmears.com for more information.
Preceding segment sponsored by Mears and Associates.